When you're writing your specific purpose, there are a few things that you should always keep in mind. First and foremost, audience, audience, audience. You always need to think about your intended audience before you write your speech. When you're writing your specific purpose, you should have your audience in mind. Because if you put your audience first, you're a lot more likely to have a more successful speech because the audience will see that, right? They will see throughout the speech making process that you've kept their interests in mind, and they're really going to appreciate that. So when you're writing your specific purpose, think about who you are writing this speech for. Next, you want to make sure that you are matching what we call the rhetorical situation. And when we use the word rhetoric here, we're talking about the speech itself, right? The speaking situation. So we're looking at the speaker, the audience, the text of the speech, and the context of the speech. So first, you always want to make sure that you are true to yourself as a speaker, that you are not talking about something that you are not passionate about, or that you are lying about your own beliefs and opinions to the audience, right? You always have to be true to yourself. But you also always have to be true to the audience and to their interests. So you have to find that balance between yourself and your needs and the needs of the audience. In addition, you want to make sure that you are appropriate to the text of your speech, or rather that the text of your speech is appropriate. So you should be always making sure that you have the best information in your speech and that it is truthful information. And you also want to be true to the context of the speech. When is this speech happening? What is the occasion in which you are speaking? And how can you change your speech to make sure that you're matching that specific situation? In addition, you want to make your specific purpose clear. It should be really direct and not too broad or general or vague because, again, this is a specific purpose, right? It should be one of the clearest statements of your speech-making process because you're always going to be going back to it and putting the rest of your speech up against this specific purpose to make sure that it all matches. So for example, if you were going to have the specific purpose of to persuade my audience in the class to drink more, that's not a very clear specific purpose. What is it they're going to be drinking more of? Is it water? Is it alcohol? Is it soda? Like, what is it that they're going to be drinking? So you need to make sure that your specific purpose is clear so that the rest of your speech is clear to you and to your audience. You also want to make sure that you don't double up on your specific purpose. So, for example, if your specific purpose was to persuade my audience to donate blood and to become organ donors, that really is two speeches in one. You could very easily give a 6 to 8 minute speech about persuading your audience to donate blood, and then a separate 6 to 8 minute speech persuading your audience to become organ donors. Generally speaking, if you see the word "and" in your specific purpose, and it's connecting to separate ideas, you might want to take another look and make sure that you're not trying to do two speeches in one. And if you are trying to do two speeches in one, pick one over the other for this specific speech. So watch out for that word "and." Try not to double up on your specific purpose. And finally, you want to make sure that you check your time. In other words, can I really do this speech in 6 to 8 minutes? So ask yourself how long it would take to make someone an informed person on your speech, or how long it would take to actually persuade your audience on this topic. And if your topic isn't one that can fit into the time frame that you have, you might want to narrow it down more, or perhaps start over from scratch and come up with an entirely new topic. So these are the things that you should always keep in mind when you are writing the specific purpose for your speech, because it's always going to help you to have the best specific purpose that you can, because you are going to be using this specific purpose throughout your speech writing process to make sure that you are giving the best speech that you can.